making so many demands. They wanted this, they wanted that. White wanted these bits and pieces. Joshua wanted these things, and they were trying to control everything. So the thing is, the positive part of this is, I get to do my fight in April. Frank, has that date been announced yet? Yeah. So I can say that now, yeah. So I get to fight April 23rd. I originally wanted to fight March 26th. So here we are. I'm the top of the tree. I don't wait for other people to decide what they're going to do with my career. I fight on my times and my dates. When they become world heavyweight champions, then they can determine when they want to fight. And it's my career, and I would like to fight 2 to 3 times this year. So in order to do that, I've got to stay busy. And it's not my fault that they can't fight on March 26 or April 20, whatever it was. So that was it. With Usyk, he couldn't be ready until May, end of May. So that wasn't going to happen. And then Dylan White's now mandatory. He has to have his fight, and we're looking forward to that as well.
Yeah, this is what your promoter Frank Warren told me. He said that Usyk wasn't going to be ready for April, and you'd already waited an extra month from March. And also Joshua asked for 20 million, not 15, and that kind of broke the camel's back for you.
Yeah, it did. It kind of broke the camel's back. But here was the thing that they didn't want to do it. If he didn't want to fight Alexander Usyk, which he doesn't want to go and get his revenge or his rematch, why didn't he just walk away from that position, give Dylan White his $5 million, like he was going to get anyway, to step aside, and why didn't Joshua fight me for the WBC belt? You know, because he wanted a bit of free money, and at the end it wasn't available, so there we have it. And he wanted me to clean up his dirty washing as well, didn't you, big boy? Didn't you, big weightlifter? But I'm a bit too smart for all that, so I'm not cleaning anybody's dirty washing up. Deal with your own business. The only reason this fight fell out of bed was because AJ wanted more money last minute. And he thought that I was going to just give him an extra 5 million because 15 million wasn't good enough. You're too greedy, mate. And that's the only reason. There's no other reasons. Usyk will get his fight with me. Not a problem. When he's beat Joshua again. Then Joshua has no chance in fighting for the Undisputed Championship. Do you, Dosser?
Those are the words of Tyson the Gypsy King Fury, as you heard him call Anthony Joshua greedy. Okay. This is going to be 2 parts. And this is the first part. Now, I heard him talk about Usyk, and they say Usyk wouldn't be ready until May. And he's already waited a month or whatnot. Well, I don't know how true that was. Not doubting it, but at the same time, if that was the case, where was the step aside or the tune-up fight talked about? See, that's one thing that you have certain, like, interviewers, certain reporters, they don't ask the right questions. You know, he let Tyson Fury, let him tell you his side without asking him things like, okay, well, if that's the case, well, why did Anthony Joshua fight me? Okay, well, for one, he couldn't fight you and then fight Usyk, unless they offered Usyk to step aside. But Usyk's the champ. Joshua's not the champ. So if Joshua would have fought Tyson Fury, it wouldn't have been for all the belts, and I don't think Joshua would want to do that shit anyway because it wouldn't have made any sense. Yeah, you would have fought. Let's say he beat him for the WBC. Okay, well then he would still have to fight Usyk. So why would you go to another step and fight someone out of order versus doing it the way they're supposed to? Give Dillian White the $5 million and he fights for the WBC. Then the WBC champion, whoever wins out of that, then would fight Usyk. I could see it could work, but then it's like if Tyson Fury wanted a tune-up fight, and that's true, people, okay? Because you got to listen to what people say, and you got to listen to what they don't say. And what wasn't said or asked was, well, didn't you want a tune-up fight in between that? Because two other parties are saying that Tyson Fury specifically needed a tune-up, and you heard Tyson Fury. As long as I fight, he wanted to fight in March, so he could have fought a tune-up in March. Why didn't he just fight any fucking body like he's always doing? The Pianetta, Safaris, the Otto Vilines, the Swartz. Why didn't he fight one of those type characters to keep himself busy so then he could be ready? Okay, let me get this pound of flesh in. Let me get these rounds in or whatever, however long it goes. And then at the same time, we could be negotiating a deal from all of these. So I don't have to worry about none of this. Then I could fight Usyk or whatnot. And then Joshua can take the step aside. And then he could do whatever he wanted to do because then he's out because he received that money. But then, okay, that's the question about Joshua, though. Joshua had a opportunity to fight, and he's like, okay, well, that was the deal breaker, and I was going to give him $5 more million. Okay, well, I could see you not wanting to give you like $20 million of the $30 million that you've made from Wilder, because you know how that works. They don't really get $30 million. They get, they get what's ever left from the taxes, from the trainers, from the promoters, from everybody else that takes their cut from that. Okay, so you don't know how much that number is. And the thing is, would it even been 20 million? So basically, he would have to give his whole purse to Anthony Joshua, which he wasn't willing to do. And I think that's what it was. Like, no, that's my whole take on my a fight with Deontay Wilder for the third time. I mean, it's a sacrifice. You gotta spend money to make money. I get it, but I don't think he was willing to do that. And I think, that along with the problems with Usyk. So at least we know what happened between Usyk and Tyson Fury. Something else. Okay, because this is like half of what it is. Let's keep listening. Let me see.
I thought it's absolutely fantastic. Bob and Frank did an absolutely fantastic job to win the purse bids and do the biggest purse bid in history of boxing. And I was actually relieved that Eddie Hearn and DAZN didn't put some stupid bid in of 55 million or something, because as we know, they can't deliver, they can't pay the bills, because didn't they win the purse bid for Teofimo Lopez and the other guys? Yeah. Didn't deliver, so it was what it was.
The fight did go on, so in the end, but you wanted Frank and Bob to win that bid.
Yeah, I wanted Frank and Bob to win it, and they did. So happy days.
Obviously, you're getting 80% of that 41 million, but were you prepared to take less just to have it on BT and ESPN, i.e., take a deal privately? No.
No, I'm not prepared to take any less. I'm getting my brains knocked out. Why would I want to take less money? If anything, I want to take more.
Dillian White's getting his highest payday, courtesy of the show.
Yeah, Dillian White's guaranteed $8 million, and if he wins, he's guaranteed $12 million. So it's a lot of money, considering he's only ever made 250 grand before.
Okay, I'm glad I went farther. Because we learned a lot. We learned from Tyson Fury on what he was willing to do. He's glad. Of course he's glad. That's his promotional company. Why wouldn't he be glad? I agree with Tyson Fury. Like, okay, why would I take less? I'm getting my brains beat out, right? Or may not be getting beat out. But him talking about, well, I'm glad it wasn't Eddie Hearn because those guys don't deliver, And I'm like, okay, that's strange because the fight happened on DAZN. Eddie Hearn beat out his co-promoter. His co-promoter is Bob Arum. And he said they didn't deliver. No, they did deliver. And I'm glad that at least the reporter corrected him. Like, no, the fight did go on. But he didn't say it didn't go on DAZN. He just said, no, the fight did go on. No, it went on DAZN. Eddie Hearn promoted that fight. Because Triller, that's supposed to delivered, didn't come through. It wasn't the other way around. Okay, see, that's how narratives start. If people don't know what really happened, people can spread rumors about what Matchroom didn't do or what they did do or whatever. Okay, and that's what's happening in this situation with Tyson the Gypsy King Fury. So, I think, man, with Fury, it was a complicated situation with him. There were things that couldn't happen or wouldn't happen, as opposed to him fighting. And I'm going to close this out, okay, and then I will come back with another one because this is running kind of long. But anyway, stay tuned for that particular video. Until then, you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.